boy DJ Wolf here on the Monday, October 24th, 2016, the evening rant. I, like many Americans last night, millions of Americans last night, that tuned in and watched the seventh season premiere of The Walking Dead, and it was started out with a bang or two. I'll leave it at that. It was really, for what I've seen, among the most brutal television I've ever seen in my life. I will say that. The cliffhanger was something else, but the aftermath was a real doozy. I was working on this podcast just a minute ago, and I actually gave away the two characters who were killed. You probably already know by now, but I really want to save face for the people who hadn't seen it. And I don't want to give away too much. I'll wait till later in the week. If you hadn't known by the end of the week, I'm going to give it away. Let's put it like that. Spoiler alert. If you hadn't seen it by Friday, I will be talking about it in full discussion. All right. Now, here's my take on it with The Walking Dead. I watched it last night, and it was tough to watch. I got through it. My wife and I did. I don't know how she really, because she kind of probably covered herself up when she was crying. I don't know. I couldn't tell. Me, I held it in pretty well. And usually, right after The Walking Dead, there's a show called, and I talked about it earlier, Talking Dead, which is like the after show after the show that talks about, and it does a pretty good recap of the show itself, and go through the emotions about it and get people's perspectives on it and their views about the show and the series and the characters itself. So I turned it on, I watched it, and I saw those hundreds of fans who was out there at that Hollywood, what they call Hollywood Forever Cemetery Park, which is really a cemetery. And it was raining out there, but it wasn't that bad first, but it got a little wet later. And I got emotional after the first few minutes. The first 10 minutes I watched it, I got really emotional, man. I couldn't help it, because after watching this show 7 seasons in, investing the time, getting to know those characters, really liking those characters, really rooting for these guys, and to hit you like a ton of bricks the way it did, and then they didn't lose not one character, they lost 2. You know, that's what made it even worse. 2 main characters, and it really was devastating to me personally. I mean, I guess because I took it at a personal level, because I know of friends I actually lost over the years, and 2 I lost in the last almost 10 years. I'm close to it, and I know how it is. It's devastating. Still am. 2 of my closest friends, so I can identify with that part. Wow. And I think that's what I was thinking about too. You know, because one of my friends, I was near my house when he died. You know, I was there. He lived right across the street from me. He died in the house fire. You know, and that's about close you can get. So I can identify that. That's probably why I cried this morning about that, because I've been in a situation not quite as a situation where a close friend of yours very close nearby did die, and that actually did happen to me. Not to me, but my friend, unfortunately. And it was devastating. And when I heard about it, I was devastated. I mean, I was truly devastated. So, I was thinking about something today, and it's titled A Perfect World. Bear with me for 1 second while I try to get my thoughts together, because this actually might get some waterworks out. Not that I'm trying to, but I'm just in that mood right now. A lot of stuff going on in my life right now. That I'm trying to, sort through and deal with. In a perfect world, there would be no fatherless children. Because in that perfect world, those fathers would care enough about their kids to be in their lives, whether they're there with their mother or not. In a perfect world, you'd have more choices of candidates to choose from other than Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. Real talk. In the perfect world, racism would cease to exist. Real talk. At least in my perfect world, anyway. In a perfect world, there would be no air pollution. In the perfect world, would be clean water for everybody, everywhere, even in Flint, Michigan. In a perfect world, families would be more understanding. Mothers would be more nurturing. Brothers and sisters would be in arms lockstep, trying to fight for social change. Everywhere. Regardless of color. In the perfect world, people who are different, and when I mean by different, somebody who's not tall enough, not strong enough, or not a heterosexual, will be treated would be respected for who the hell they are. In a perfect world, there wouldn't be no bullies. In a perfect world, there would be real justice for everybody. In a perfect world, there would be no war. Because people will learn to work out the differences. In a perfect world, would be a better place for us all. Like I said, I was inspired again by the Walking Dead show. And the reason why I mentioned that, and I'm talking about this, because The Walking Dead, I know people think, oh, The Walking Dead is about zombies. People fighting zombies. It's not even really about the zombies. The Walking Dead is about people who had to come together in the face of adversity regarding a post-apocalyptic world where zombies had rose from the dead to try to take over the world. But like I said, the show itself it goes way beyond that. I've never in all my years seen a show quite like this. This show is probably the most unique show I have ever seen. Seriously. And I mean every word I said about it. It's the most unique show I've ever seen in my life. Because I thought about that. The stories, the plot lines, they get deeper and deeper every season. The acting is just above and beyond. You know, it really is that good. Even the first couple of years I watched, the first 2-3 years I watched Walking Dead, you really want to care about those characters. It really did. It, honest to God, made me care about. There was a guy who was, he was a character, an older guy. I can't think of his name. He was friends with Glenn. They became good buddies, and I think what was the character who was buddies with Rick? The guy killed the old guy. He murdered the old guy. And they thought Rick had did it or something like that. But that old guy, he cared about the people around him. And this was like the season, I think it might have been season 2. I think it was. But nevertheless, he was such a caring old guy. He loved everybody. And was, he didn't have a mean heart, he didn't have a mean bone in his body. But it was such a good show, man. It's such a good show. But that particular season, when they killed him off, I was crushed. I ain't gonna lie. I really seriously was. He was a guy you liked. He was on it about a year or 2, and then he got knocked off in season 2. It broke my heart. It really did. It really bothered me. That particularly, it did. It really, really, really did. Yeah, I think I actually cried that night. I was like, boo-hoo. I mean, seriously though. I was like, wow. Because I think he was among the first major characters to get knocked off. He was among the first. I'm not exact. No, actually, he wasn't. He might not have been the first, but he was among the first. I do remember that. And it's just, like I said, it just broke my heart. It literally broke my heart. What's this fool doing? And I swear DC got the worst drivers on the planet. And you, really? What are y'all doing out here? Now, why he just can't just go around and make a U-turn? He literally backing up past the stop sign. No, past the intersection, past the stop sign. What are you doing? Man, just when I'm trying to, I'm trying to make a profound statement, but back to where I was talking about. It's about, the show itself was about the human struggle. That's basically, lack of a better word. That's what I'm trying to say. The show was about the human struggle. And because I know some people will not watch it just because of the other scenes with the zombies. I can understand that. But if you can get past that, because the zombies really are not the main part of the story anymore. I mean, they are, but it's about a matter of survival in a post-apocalyptic world. That's really what it's about. And the human interactions is what keep those people going on the show. And that's why I created that little mini poem that I did. It's not really a poem, but it's, I guess it's a little bit of an abstract type poem. I had to say that because I was thinking about that as I was going throughout my day. I was like, in a perfect world, you wouldn't have to deal with a lot of the bullshit, excuse my French, that you deal with now. Unfortunately, it's not. God didn't make this to be a perfect world. He just made a world for you to be able to live in. That's all I got to say about it. All right, guys. Questions or comments about anything I mentioned tonight or on any of the podcasts I've done. And, of course, you can always download my podcast here on Spreaker.com/DJ Wolf Live. Hey, guys. That's all I got. If you want to contact me with any questions or comments again, feel free to call me. DJ Wolf Live or DJ Wolf Online at Yahoo.com. That's DJ Wolf Online at Yahoo.com. There's a helicopter coming across the floor. Also, I can be reached at For All to Hear on Twitter and For All to Hear TV on YouTube. Just make sure you put in the number 2 when you correspond to me at For All to Hear. All right, guys. Let me go ahead and give you something to eat. Get off this roadway here. That's all I got. I got more shit about this and other stuff on the back burner later on. Again, this DJ Wolf.